I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to...
Hello everyone, for this week's PE we're going to have a couple of warm-up activities to start us off. Then we're going to move on to some gymnastics, some work linked to striking and fielding games, and also some fitness.
I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. I like to move it, move it.
We're going to start off with a warm-up. So hopefully on your screens now, you can see that it says traffic lights warm-up. What I want you to do is, if you're at a device, if you sat down, I want you to move away from that device. I want you to make sure you've got space around you. So if you maybe stick out your arms, move around, make sure you've got some space. On the screen, you're either going to see the colour red. If you see red, I want you to stop. I want you to balance on one foot. If you see the colour amber, I want you to do star jumps. And if you see green, I want you to be sprinting on the spot. You only stop that activity once it's gone off the screen. So just get our hearts beating, our blood pumping, ready to take part in some other activities. So if you see red, stop and balance on one foot and try to stay still. Amber, star jumps. Green, sprinting on the spot. Amber, so we should be doing star jumps now. Keep those going. Red, pick a foot, left foot or right foot, balance on it and try and stay still if you need to. Spread those arms out. Even pick a point on the wall that's not moving, so maybe a clock if you've got one on your wall. The fact that that's not moving might help you to be able to balance. Green, right, sprinting on the spot. High knees, get those arms moving, that'll help you go quicker. Keep going with the sprinting. Amber, right, star jumps. Balance, pick the other foot now. So if you were just balancing on your right foot, try balancing on your left foot and vice versa. Amber, we should be doing star jumps now. And sprinting on the spot. Keep it going. Star jumps. For those star jumps, see if you can get your hands up and above your head. And balancing. Sprinting on the spot again. Balancing. See if you can balance with your eyes closed. See if that makes a difference to how easy it is to balance. If you're thinking, has it got harder to balance the more you've been doing the other activities? Sprinting on the spot again. Star jumps. Balancing. Whilst you're balancing, use this time for a bit of a break. Take some deep breaths. You can put your hands on your head. That'll open up your lungs. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And there we go. Well done. That's the warm-up complete.
This warm-up is called the 7 steps warm-up. What you're going to see on the screen is a number. If it's number 1, you need to be on the run, like this. Number 2, touch the sole of your shoe. Number 3, you're on your knees. Number 4, head on the floor, you can't see me doing that. Number 5, do a jive, you can do the floss or another dance move. Number 6, do some tricks, ball and do some juggling. Number 7, throw the ball to heaven. If you don't have a ball, just throw an imaginary ball up. So number 1, on the run. I want you all running on the spot. Keep going, quick as you can. You can do high knees if you want, or heel flicks. Keep going. And then when the screen changes, you need to do the next activity. 5, do a jive. So you could floss, do whatever dance move you want to. Have a little boogie in your living room or wherever you're doing this PE. Number 2, sole of your shoe. Whilst you're doing that, try and balance. So if you're touching sole on your right shoe, you can be balancing on your left leg. 7, throw the ball to heaven. So it can be an imaginary ball if you don't have one, or if you do, throw it up and try and catch it. Number 3, on your knees. So it should be knelt down. Chance for a little breather. Number 6, do some tricks. You choose what to do here. You can do another dance move, you Pretend you've got a football and doing some keepy uppies. Anything you want, a bit of freestyling. Number 2, so if you shoot, you balanced on your left foot last time, now balance on your right foot, so you're touching the sole of your left shoe. Sit still. Number 4, head on the floor. Drop down. Another chance for a breather. 3, on your knees. You're taking some deep breaths if you're a bit out of breath from doing any of the running. 5, do a jive. Pick a different dance move this time. See if your mum or dad can show you any of their dance moves. Bit of dad dancing never hurt anyone. 4, head on the floor again. Make sure you don't fall asleep though if you're getting tired. 7, throw the ball to heaven. Pretend to do an underarm throw, an overarm throw. Number 1, on the run. Keep it going. Do that to pace drop.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. I like to move it,
Keep going.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it.
Do some tricks. Again, you choose.
I like to move it, move it.
Do some juggling if you're able to. You could do another couple of dance moves. And there we go. Right then, the next videos you're going to see are our activities for today. Please send in your pictures and videos. We absolutely love seeing them. For a safe landing in gymnastics, you need to land with your feet together and your knees must bend when you land. For this next activity, you're going to need a pair of socks or a piece of paper scrunched up into a ball. We've worked on this before. It's going to be throwing and catching and some hand-eye coordination activities. So to start off with, I'd just like you to throw the sock up and catch it in the same hand, and then you can try going from one hand to another, and then if you're feeling confident, go with your weaker hand as well. For the younger children watching this video, you could also just practice throwing up and catching it. 2 hands, just make sure you leave a little nest. You could also use your chest as well to almost act as a third hand to cushion it, to bring it into your chest to support that catch. As well, for those children who are feeling pretty confident with it, you can do what Mr. Perkins and Mr. Carmichael suggested in week 3, which is to throw it up and clap and see how many times you can clap. You can maybe then switch to one-handed catches with your weak and your stronger hand. The next thing you can do is to do taps with one hand. Now, if you do have a bat or a book, you could use that instead. I'm going to continue to use my hand, and you can do the same as well. You can pat it from one to another, and also be keeping it up, just using your weak hand and your strong hand. See how many times you can do it and see if you can set a personal best and beat your own score, or possibly beat a parent, carer or siblings. For this next activity, I'm going to need more space than I've got at the moment. I'm going to need my book as a bat, or if you do have one, something like a table tennis bat, a badminton racket. You will probably need more space because we don't want you to knock anything over in your homes. You could do this in the garden or at a local park, or if you have got some bigger rooms in your house, you can do it there. We're just going to be working on our forehand shots. So this is obviously something we'd find in tennis, and also the skills can be applied to striking and fielding games as well. And we're just going to be trying to hit our ball, or for me, socks, as far as we can to start off with, and measure the distances. Then what we're going to do is we're going to move on to aiming them into something. So the next clip is going to be me doing this at school with some children, and we're going to make sure we're in a better space and we've got things to aim for. I'm now in the school hall. Alexa has my book, and she's also got the pair of socks. What Alexa's going to do is she's going to try and hit the pair of socks as far as she can. She's then going to put down a marker, and then she's going to try and beat her personal best. When you're ready, Alexa. If you have a parent, carer, or sibling, you can challenge them and see if they can beat your score. For those of you wanting to do a bit extra PE at home, you can do a lot with just 2 cones. Obviously, if you don't have 2 cones, you can use 2 tins of paint, even as far as putting 2 socks down, a couple of bits of fruit if you're in your living room, anything, and you've got 2 markers either side. The game that we're going to play to start off with is we've got a pink cone and a white cone, and I'm going to say to the children, pink or white, and you've got to try and touch it first, so it's a test of their agility, the speed, and the reaction time. Are you ready, children? Pink. Good, so that would win that one. That's 1-0. White. 2-0. Pink. Another game that we can do with this is we can try a dodging game, so the 2 children are facing each other. I can say, Zach, you've got to try and stop Alexa getting through. Alexa, you've got to try and get through. So when I say go, Alexa, you can take a run up, dodging, so we can transfer our weight from one foot to another and step across. I want you to be a bit closer in, Alexa. She's got to get through that. And we're going to make it just to challenge that. That seems very easy. Just a bit again. Alexa, off you go. So Alexa's going to transfer her weight from one foot to another. Zach's doing the same. And we could maybe even put a timer on this, and there we go.